Hello people, I'm back from my break. I've got two reasons for why it was so long, because I'm sure a few of you have been wondering. Firstly, I didn't realise just how exhausting the 5 uploads a week was until I was on the other end of it. So I don't think I'll be going back to that schedule and system, so if you like that, I'm sorry, but I doubt it's going to happen again. But secondly, I've met someone, and so I've been spending a lot of time with that someone, and haven't really been spending much time preparing recordings and whatnot. I've got a lot of recording done and ready to go now, but just for the past few weeks I haven't, because I've been spending it with my other half. But to the video now.
My, you two certainly have become fast friends. Permit me to make a suggestion. Rather than follow this flotsam and float away to a watery grave, why not come with me? What do you say?
Where are we?
Oh, you have to ask? Why, Ignis Keep, of course. Otherwise known as the current residence of your precious crystal. Have I piqued your curiosity? You must have so many questions. Seek the answers yourself, if you dare.
If you rewind back to episode Ignis between chapter 9 and 10, there was an alternate path we could have taken that we decided not to. If you decide to play along, Arden will take you along with him to the Ignis Keep, and instead Ignis will be the bait instead of Prompto, and you'll be able to see it from Ignis' perspective. This all leads to a completely alternate ending of the game, or two alternate endings depending on how you perform during the final boss of this bit, which I wanted to show off after the main game because, you know, it's an alternate ending, and it does also spoil some quite major things and events in the main game. But that being said, we've got more cutscenes coming up.
Blessed was the man born for the throne, yet he, so impure of heart, was denied by the stone and cast into ignominy. Feeding on the dusk and embracing the darkness, he spurned the dawn, affecting a life untouched by time. And through the coming of night eternal, he now seeks to exact vengeance upon his own blood.
Vengeance upon his own blood. Is that why he's after Noct?
The stone, chrysalis to the soul of our star, cradle to the king, destined to serve as vessel of its light. Gods and men alike awaited the coming of the chosen as they fought to fend off darkness' blight. For he and he alone would possess the power to purge our star of its scourge.
Noct really must be the chosen king after all.
This alternate path is very cutscene heavy, like the later half of the actual main game, so I'm not going to be able to talk too much, but I really was looking forward to showing this off. This is the first thing I wanted to show off in the post-game for Final Fantasy 15, because we are now in part 45. We're post the finale. This is all post-game content now that I'm going to be showing off, like this alternate ending. Additionally, I will be showing off the Final Fantasy 14 event when it comes out. I'll definitely find a way to squeeze that in, because that is supposed to be this month, because it's now December as of this recording. But I'm sure we'll find out. Also, the next Let's Play, Devil May Cry 3, it's mostly recorded now, and that's all live recording, so people have missed the live recording and on the little screen mistakes and fuck-ups that I edit out with the Final Fantasy 15 video being post. You can look forward to that because it is coming soon. I heavily doubt I'll be doing the 5 uploads a day schedule I was doing with Final Fantasy 15, just because it really exhausted me, and I'll probably like add a little disclaimer or something like that at the start of the video just to explain that a little bit more, because it was a mission, that's for sure. I didn't realise just how much it drained me until the other side, but I've got new life in me, new blood, and I'm feeling really refreshed now. But let's move on.
Once the sacred ring is replete with power, the true king will complete his ascension. Only then can he banish the blight upon our star. By the power of the light alone is the chosen king made manifest. With the glaive of kings, the stone of legend, and the ring of light in hand, the chosen's power will surpass that of even the gods themselves. By that self-same power, with the true king as its vessel, the darkness shall be purged from our star, and dawn shall return to our world once more.
This is it. Why are you after Noct? For revenge?
In a sense, yes. But my aims extend beyond the boy. He's more of a means to an end. I suppose I never revealed my proper name, so allow me to introduce myself. Lucis Kylo.
The Founder King?
If only. No, that would be my dear brother, who snatched the throne and cast me into exile. I've never been called Your Majesty before. Would you do me the honor?
My allegiance lies with the true king alone.
Well then, off with your head. Do try harder. You see, the revenge I seek is not upon the boy. I only wish to punish the crystal that cast me aside in favor of that insufferable fool. He's certainly taking his sweet time ascending as its champion, though. Would there were a way to expedite the process! Oh!
This world means nothing to me. Do with it as you wish.
How did you get your hands on that?
But I refuse to let Noct sacrifice his life to save ours. I won't let you take him away. even if it costs my own life to save him. I will pay that price!
Take care not to hurt yourself.
Want to know what I think is the best part of the entire episode, Ignis? You're looking at it. This entire alternate ending, this entire section is just amazing to me. And now we're going to really be able to hammer it home onto Arden by using the ring. This fight is very similar to the fight that was at the end of the main part of episode Ignis. Difference is, you've got to press on. This isn't a scripted loss. You've got to do this. Also, the theme is another remix of Ignis' theme. And it's actually on a similar vein to Arden Fight 1 that you did in the main adventure. Just been made more dramatic in a rearrangement of instruments to show just how much more desperate this situation is compared to last time. Making it really fucking good. I've missed recording this game. For the few weeks I haven't been playing it, I've really had the urge to record more. It's just I've been so exhausted to. But I'm so happy to come back to it. This is such an amazing game in my opinion. Also, I do get trampled on by by Arden there. Because, like I said, this is an episode, there's no stat list for Arden, so you've just got to crack on. But I think his stats are relatively similar to what they were in the main game, just far, far more health. You'll notice as we power on, he has a ton of health in this fight. Also, when he has all the weapons circling like that, it's a protective counter shield. You can keep bouncing off him like that if you want to. And you are under an invisible time limit. You do have to win this fight before up to 4 time limits depending on your actions. Because at one part in the fight, similar to the main one, you'll burn out of energy and it will ask you what will you do. Give up, sacrifice a part of your life, or as it says, risk your life, that's how they translated it, or sacrifice your entire life, to which it translated to just sacrifice your life. You can do the risk your life twice. But afterwards, it will force you to just sacrifice your life. So you won't have much chance beyond here. Also, you got to move away. This bit, it won't give you the option to risk or sacrifice or give up until after you recover from the danger state, which is why I'm trying to get away right now. But if you give up or die in this fight, you will get the other alternate ending in this, which I'll be showing off first since it's right here. You're going to see us come up to it and it will say you must make the sacrifice. I said in Japanese it says sacrifice some of your life, sacrifice your whole life, and they translate it to risk your life and sacrifice your life. But I'm going to show you the worse alternate ending if you choose to give up or die during the fight.
Ooh, for a moment, I felt death's chill wind. But then, I remembered I'm immortal. Such is my blessing and my curse. At least you won't have to spend your last moments alone. As luck would have it, your beloved Noctis is on his way to save you as we speak. I wonder what he'll do when he sees his friend's life fade before his eyes. I all but laid the crystal out on a silver platter for him, but he still wouldn't come of his own accord. That's why I needed you. With the crystal and the ring, the boy has everything he needs right here. All that's left is to give him a little nudge, and the old tragic end should push him to the edge.
I don't want to die without him.
Now let's actually do this properly and not go for the dark, depressing ending that is. Firstly, I'm going to show you what happens if you risk your life instead of sacrificing your life. Essentially, it will put you back to the situation you were just in. So you'll have the extra power, but it will burn out and it won't be enough to take out Arden. But it gives us more time to fight. And you're going to see it tortures Ignis even more. His body is more burnt up, more damaged. But it allows us to continue the fight. And the theme continues where it picked up from. There is also a third theme of this when we eventually choose to sacrifice our life, which I will shut up for because it's probably my favourite track in episode Ignis. And it's also a very climactic cinematic moment of that final push that I don't really want to talk over. It's basically an active cutscene, just the damage is ridiculous. Because look at the damage multiplier, how far high it can go anyway. Now imagine that even more when we sacrifice our life, plus say overclock if we get that, because right now it's on 20 times damage. That's a ridiculously great damage to do, and his health HP, Arden's health is still not dropping that much. His HP is ridiculously big. But I love the soundtrack, and as a whole, I've mentioned it so much, but the soundtrack's so bloody good, and I think this alternate path really exaggerates just how amazing it really is. Because my intention with the rest of this Let's Play is that at some point, obviously we'll do the episode 14 event, but I've got a list written of everything I wish to cover. We've got the Comrades Ifrit fight, because that's the optional super boss that I didn't want to spoil, is that you can fight Ifrit, but I've never defeated Ifrit, so that might be interesting. The alternate Regalias, the two optional dungeons we completely missed because they don't have any significance. This post-game dungeon that is a labyrinth, the Adamantoids and Omega super bosses, the DLC super bosses, so that's Core, RNA and Noctis, Score Attack on the Time Trials, the alternate storyline that we're doing now, a new game mode surrounding the Armiger, the side quests, specific side quests and hunts I decided to do, what Training of Camp does, and as I said, at some point during the episode 14 event, and then when everything's done, I can cap it all off with episode Arden when that launches next March. Assuming I get time to do it when I'm not lost in Devil May Cry 5. But that's essentially my list. If I forgot anything, hopefully I'll think of it as we go, or I'll bump into it. Like, I know we've got like the race tracks to do, but I'll tie that into the Regalia alternate tracks to do as we go. But our time's nearly up with this. We are making a dent in Arden's HP, to be fair, but it's not going to be enough at this rate. Also, the overclock will only double whatever damage multiplier you're on if it's fire. If it's ice, it just makes every attack have that big AoE shock out effect that you can see. And it also means if you use the ice form when you've got it equipped, it will heal you as well. Which is pretty cool, to be fair. I can't remember what it does if you get electric, because I don't think I get electric at all in this fight. Ooh, but then that's where it burns up the second time. Ow! Just get boot to the head. And if you hold triangle with Ignis, he will pick himself up like that. But now, we can't risk anything. We won't win by risking. We need to sacrifice our life. We have to make the ultimate sacrifice, and I'm gonna shut up whilst the best track in episode Ignis, in my opinion, plays as this fight goes to 11. So I'll see you at the credits.
I'm afraid you're no match for me. The best laid plans, eh? It may have eluded me for now, but rest assured, I shall have my revenge.
Ignis! Knocked. But how?
Ravis. He lent us a hand, if you can believe it.
What the hell were you thinking?
How could we let this happen?
How could I let this happen? This is all my fault. No. If I'm really some kind of savior, why can't I save the ones I love? I'm sorry. You guys have stayed with me this whole time, and all it's done is caused you pain. Not anymore. All that ends now. Please! Lend me your strength! Help me! Protect my friends!
Listen well. A king cannot lead by standing still. A king pushes onward always, accepting the consequences and never looking back.
So if you're sitting there thinking, but hang on a minute, now Ignis doesn't get to be blind, Ravus gets to live, isn't this the better ending? The main reason this ending is not canon and is the alternate ending and not the main ending is because Arden gets to live. Arden alluded to this during it, that he'd be back, because Noctis never learned that Arden needed to be destroyed in the afterlife to be gone for good. And so they travel for their 10 years whilst Noctis is in that crystal. They come back and just beat up Arden again, but Noctis never makes that sacrifice. Noctis gets to live as well, but Arden will keep coming back and keep on causing his destruction, making the darkness and whatever. And that's what makes it not canon, because the great evil was never stopped. Even if it is a much more heartwarming ending, in terms of you get to see Ignis not have to go through blindness. You get to see just how far their love for each other will really take them to save each other in that moment. You get to know that Ravus gets to live, gets to see Noctis actually become the king he hoped he'd become, the hope that he hoped that made those sacrifices not in vain become. Whilst we get to all see these little moments of all our favourite characters that we've grown to love come back, like seeing Ravus again, like seeing Aranea, like seeing Talca and Iris, and that there showing that Arden did get to live through all this. It's an amazingly well done alternate ending, And it's a shame that we won't really be getting any more alternate endings because of the DLC's post-episode Ardyn getting cancelled. But this is just the beginning of the post-game. We have a lot to go through and a lot to cover. I've yet to start recording any more, so it might be a little while, but until next time, you guys take care now.
It's been a long road, but at last we've arrived.
Yeah. Prompto. Gladio. Iggy.
For 10 years, everything we've done was in preparation for this day.
And today, we finish it.
Right.
Today, we walk tall together.